Validation is a drug for the weak. Most men spend their entire lives waiting for a permission slip that will never arrive. They look for a cheering section, a mentor, or a family that believes in their vision before they take a single step. This is not strategy. This is a death sentence. Here is the brutal truth. The world does not want you to win. Your peers do not want you to rise. Your family does not want you to change. They want you to remain predictable, manageable, and safe within the boundaries of the hierarchy they understand. To seek support is to seek a leash. The moment you realize that your isolation is not a tragedy, but your greatest strategic advantage, everything changes. This is not about motivation. This is about the cold, calculated mechanics of sovereignty. Most people will never realize that the loudest applause comes only after the victory is already won. Until then, you are a threat to their comfort. You are listening to this because you feel the weight of being invisible. You are tired of being the one who waits, the one who explains, and the one who loses. You crave a dominance that doesn't require a title. You want the kind of power that emanates from silence and results. I am going to show you the hidden operating system of the self-made sovereign. I am going to teach you how to weaponize your loneliness and turn your lack of support into a fortress. This knowledge has a cost. Once you see the world through the lens of power, you can never go back to the warmth of being a victim. Are you willing to bury the person you were? Phase 1. The architecture of the ghost society teaches you that connection is the ultimate good. They tell you to network, to share your dreams, and to find a tribe. This is a trap designed to keep you tethered to the average. When you share your goals with people who haven't achieved them, you aren't gaining support, you are leaking energy. You are giving the small-minded the opportunity to project their fears onto your ambition. The sovereign understands the law of information asymmetry. Power is not about being known. Power is about being felt while remaining unmapped. When no one supports you, you have the rare gift of total privacy. You are a ghost in the system. While others are busy performing their progress for likes and social approval, you are building in the dark. Most people fail because they seek external mirrors to confirm their internal worth. They are like children looking at their parents after winning a race, begging for a nod of approval. If you need someone to tell you that you are doing well, you have already handed them the remote control to your emotional state. You have made yourself a reactive pawn. This is the paradox. The less you need from people, the more they are drawn to your gravity. Support is a lagging indicator of success, never a leading one. Think of the predator in the tall grass. It does not seek the consensus of the pack before it strikes. It does not ask for permission to be hungry. It simply is. You must adopt the psychology of the ghost. You must move through your life with such calculated precision that people only realize you've won when the crown is already on your head. Silence is not just a lack of noise. It is a weapon. It creates a vacuum that others will desperately try to fill with their own insecurities. When you stop explaining yourself, you stop submitting. An explanation is a plea for understanding, and a sovereign never pleads. Phase 2. The alchemy of resentment. You have been told that resentment is a poison. You have been told to let it go and to practice forgiveness. This is slave morality. It is a philosophy designed to keep the exploited from becoming dangerous. The elite strategist knows that suppressed anger is the highest form of fuel. When you are unsupported, when you are mocked, or when you are overlooked, you are being handed a gift of raw nuclear energy. The question is not how to get rid of it, but how to refine it. Here is where it flips. Most people use their frustration to complain. They vent. They cry on shoulders. They express themselves. This is a waste of resources. Every time you vent your frustration, you lower the pressure in your internal engine. You release the steam that should have been used to drive the piston. You must become a closed system. Do not forgive. Do not forgive. Do not forget. Instead, transform that energy into a cold, disciplined obsession. When your family doubts you, do not argue. When your friends leave you behind, do not chase them. Use the sting of their absence to sharpen your focus. Power is not about being happy. Happiness is a fleeting chemical state for the content. Power is about the satisfaction of imposing your will upon reality. This requires a level of internal dominance that most people find terrifying. They call it toxic because they cannot emulate it. They call it cold because they are shivering in the breeze of their own emotional instability. Consider the Stoic perspective, but weaponize it. Marcus Aurelius did not seek the love of the masses. He sought the mastery of his own mind so he could better rule the world. Your lack of support is actually the removal of distractions. You are being stripped of the fluff so that only the blade remains. If you understand this, the world becomes your laboratory. Every slight is a lesson. Every betrayal is an invitation to increase your self-reliance. You are not a victim of your circumstances. You are the architect of a revenge so absolute that it requires no words. Phase 3. The Sovereign's Interaction. How does a man who has no support navigate a world built on social hierarchies? He does it through the lens of the chessboard. Most people enter a room looking for friends. The sovereign enters a room looking for leverage. This is not about being a villain. It is about being a realist. If you do not have a support system, you must build a system of utility. People do not support people. People support their own interests. The moment you stop asking, "Why don't they like me?" and start asking, "What do I have that they need?" you have entered the realm of adult power. This is the brutal truth. Value is the only currency that doesn't depreciate. Imagine a scenario. You are at a crossroads in your career or your business. You have a vision that no one around you understands. A weak man tries to convince his peers. He uses emotional language. He begs for a chance. He is met with skepticism and ridicule. He leaves feeling defeated. The sovereign does the opposite. He says nothing of his vision. He identifies the one thing the skeptics value, be it money, status, or security, and he acquires it. He doesn't ask for a seat at the table. He buys the building. This is not X, this is Y. This is not socializing. This is maneuvering. When you move without support, you must become hyper-competent. Competence is the ultimate protection. A man who is the best at what he does cannot be ignored, even by his enemies. Silence, coupled with undeniable results, creates an aura of mystery and threat. It makes people wonder what you know that they don't. This is where power actually lives, in the gap between what people see and what you are actually doing. While the world is shouting for attention, you are harvesting the power of being underestimated. Phase 4. The Ritual of Internal Dominance. Most people are terrified of their own company because, in the silence, they hear the screams of their own inadequacy. They seek support because they need a witness to their existence to feel real. You must be different. You must cultivate a relationship with yourself that is so disciplined, so absolute, that the presence or absence of others becomes a triviality. This is the part most people miss. The external world is a mirror of your internal hierarchy. If you are a slave to your own impulses, if you are lazy, if you are reactive, the world will treat you as a subordinate. It cannot do otherwise. To win without support, you must become your own tyrant. You must set laws for yourself that are more soul-crushing than any external boss would dare. Discipline is not about self-care. Discipline is about fear-inducing consistency. It is the process of killing the child within you, the part that wants comfort, the part that wants to be liked, the part that cries when things are hard. When you wake up at 4 a.m. while the world is still dreaming of its excuses, you are not just working. You are performing a ritual of dominance over your own biology. You are telling your body and your mind that you are the sovereign and they are the subjects. If you cannot control your own hand, your own tongue, and your own time, how do you expect to control a market, a room, or a destiny? Here is the paradox. The more you isolate yourself in the pursuit of mastery, the more support will eventually try to crawl its way into your life. But by then, you will have no use for it. You will have built your own foundation on the bedrock of your own suffering. You will realize that the support people offer is usually just an attempt to hitch their wagon to your momentum. Power is not about being balanced. Balance is for the mediocre. Power is about obsession. It is about the ability to stay in the dark, in the cold, without a single word of encouragement, and still execute with the precision of a surgeon. Phase 5, the weaponization of detachment. There is a specific kind of power that comes from being willing to walk away from everything. Most people are held hostage by their needs. They need their job, they need their social circle, they need their partner's approval. Because they need these things, they are easy to manipulate, they are predictable. When you have no support, you have nothing to lose. This makes you the most dangerous person in any room. The sovereign practices the art of detachment. You must look at your life as a series of strategic positions, not emotional attachments. Your friends are allies of convenience. Your home is a base of operations. Your emotions are data points, nothing more. If you understand this, you become untouchable. Imagine a negotiation where the other side realizes you don't care if the deal fails. You have the leverage because you are willing to walk back into the silence. They, however, are terrified of the void. This is the trap of the modern man. He thinks being vulnerable is a strength. It is not. Vulnerability is the act of showing your enemy where to strike. In a world of predators, the sovereign wears armor. He shares nothing that can be used against him. He keeps his plans, his pains, and his pleasures behind a wall of cold iron. Identity-wise, you must stop seeing yourself as a lonely person and start seeing yourself as a sovereign state. A state does not beg for support. It forms treaties. It protects its borders. It manages its resources. It engages in trade only when it benefits the national interest. When you stop viewing social interaction through the lens of friendship and start viewing it through the lens of diplomacy, the lack of support ceases to be a burden. It becomes a policy of non-alignment. You are free to move between factions without being owned by any of them. Phase 6, the execution of silence. Let us speak of the mechanics of the move. Most people telegraph their intentions. They post their day one at the gym. They announce their new business idea. They tell everyone they are changing their life. This is a submissive act. It is a plea for the herd to tell them they are doing the right thing. The sovereign moves in total silence. There is a psychological phenomenon where announcing your goals releases the same dopamine as achieving them. This is why most people talk and never do. They have already received the social reward for the work they haven't finished. You must starve yourself of that cheap dopamine. If you are working on something that will change your life, tell no one. Not your mother, not your brother, not your best friend, especially not them. Their support will often come in the form of concern, which is just a polite word for sabotage. They will tell you why it's risky. They will remind you of your past failures. They will try to pull you back into the crab bucket. The sovereign response to a lack of support is to disappear. Become a ghost for 6 months, a year, however long it takes. When you resurface, do not resurface with a plan. Resurface with a finished product. Do not tell them you are getting fit. Show up with a body that looks like it was carved from granite. Do not tell them you are making money. Let the change in your tax bracket speak for you. The moment you show rather than tell, you exert dominance. You have forced the world to react to a reality you created in the dark. This is the ultimate victory over those who didn't support you. You didn't need their belief. You made their belief irrelevant by creating a truth they cannot deny. Phase 7, the mortality of the pawn. Why do most people fail when they are alone? Because they haven't killed the pawn inside them. The pawn is the part of you that still feels sorry for itself, the part that thinks the world is unfair, the part that looks at others who have support systems and feels a pang of envy. Here is the brutal truth. Fairness is a fairy tale told to children to keep them from biting each other. In the adult world, there is only power and the lack of it. The pawn stays stuck because it is waiting for a hero to come and save it. It waits for a mentor to see its potential. It waits for a lucky break. The sovereign realizes that he is both the hero and the villain of his own story. If you are waiting for support, you are acknowledging that you are not enough. You are admitting that your internal engine isn't strong enough to move the weight of your ambition. This is a confession of weakness. You must kill the pawn. You must look into the mirror and realize that the person looking back at you is the only ally you will ever truly have. Everyone else is a variable. You are the only constant. This realization is lonely. It is cold, it is heavy, but it is also the beginning of true freedom. When you accept that you are truly alone in your quest, the fear of losing support vanishes because you cannot lose what you do not rely on. Phase 8. The mechanics of the shadow court. When you operate without support, your social life becomes a shadow court. In a traditional court, everyone is visible, their loyalties are pledged, and their roles are defined. In a shadow court, you are the only one who knows the game is being played. Most people treat their lack of support as a reason to withdraw and become bitter. This is a mistake of the weak. The sovereign does not withdraw because he is hurt. He withdraws to recalibrate. When he re-enters the world, he does so as a predator dressed in the garb of a commoner. This is the part most people miss. You do not need friends, but you do need assets. Stop looking for people to believe in you. That is an emotional requirement for a child. Instead, look for people whose selfish desires align with your trajectory. If you need a door opened, find the person who gains status by opening it. If you need capital, find the person whose greed outweighs their caution. You are not looking for a team. You are looking for a series of high-functioning tools. Here is the paradox of the isolated winner. Because you do not need their emotional validation, you are the only one in the room who can see them clearly. While others are blinded by the need to be liked, you are observing their weaknesses, their triggers, and their price. This is not cruelty, this is clarity. In a world where no one supports you, your primary obligation is to your own survival and expansion. If a bridge doesn't lead to your destination, burn it for the warmth. If an association doesn't provide leverage, discard it. This level of detachment feels evil to the average person because the average person is governed by their feelings. You are governed by your objective. Phase 9. The sovereignty of the void. The final law of winning in life when nobody supports you is the mastery of the void. The void is that space of absolute silence where there is no applause, no feedback, and no safety net. Most men try to fill this void with noise, with social media, with cheap thrills, or with the company of people they don't even respect, just to avoid the feeling of being alone. The sovereign enters the void and makes it his home. There is a specific type of mental toughness that can only be forged in the vacuum of total isolation. It is the ability to keep your own word to yourself when there is no one there to hold you accountable. If you say you will work until midnight and you do it not because your boss is watching, but because you are watching, you have achieved a level of dominance that no amount of support can provide. This is why you feel stuck. You have been treating your loneliness as a prison when it is actually a laboratory. In the laboratory of isolation, you are testing the limits of your own will. You are discovering if you are actually who you say you are. Most people are good people only because they are afraid of being caught or because they want to maintain their social standing. The sovereign is who he is by choice, not by pressure. This is the brutal truth that changes everything. The man who can be happy and productive in a room by himself is the most powerful man in the world. He cannot be bribed with company. He cannot be threatened with exile. He is already in exile, and he has turned it into an empire. If you understand this, the lack of support becomes your greatest source of pride. You look at the connected and the supported with a quiet, dangerous pity. They are pampered. They are soft. They are reliant on the whims of others. You are self-contained. You are the fire and the wood. The death of the seeker, the version of you that began this journey, the one who felt invisible, the one who was frustrated by the lack of support, is now obsolete. That person was a seeker. They were seeking permission. They were seeking a tribe. They were seeking a reason to feel okay about their ambition. Today, that seeker dies. The masses will continue to struggle. They will continue to form committees to discuss their dreams while they wait for someone to tell them, "Good job." They will live and die as pawns in a game they never bothered to understand. But you are different. You have realized that support is a leash and validation is a drug. You have accepted the cold reality that you are alone, and in that acceptance, you have found a power that the supported will never know. You are no longer looking for a seat at their table, you are building your own. This is the contract. From this moment forward, you will never complain about being unsupported. You will never ask for a favor that you cannot pay for in the currency of utility. You will move in silence, you will execute in the dark, and you will let your results scream for you. If you are ready to sign this contract with yourself, leave a comment that says, "The ghost is the sovereign." This signals your alignment with the path of internal dominance. It tells the world, and more importantly, it tells your own subconscious that you are no longer a victim of isolation, but the master of it. Subscribing to this channel is not an act of support for me. It is a commitment to yourself. It is a decision to keep your frequency tuned to the reality of power rather than the fantasy of comfort. The world is cold, the world is indifferent. And for the man who knows how to move in the dark, the world is his for the taking. Stay in the silence. Stay in the work. The crown is not given, it is taken.